I gotta ask, my friends. I gotta ask. And maybe somebody can explain to me that'll help me understand what's going on. Or maybe they can explain for themselves. But my question here is, if this is like scientific research here, this is my, I guess they call it my hypothesis, but really just a question. Why are Canibus fans so insufferable? I'm talking about Canibus, the rapper. If you are clueless on who Canibus is, which, bless your soul, don't come out as that, because these people will shove it down your throat how wrong you are when you didn't even ask for it. But so if you're a little clueless on Canibus, go watch the Quarter Day Recordings video titled Canibus, more like Scamabus. And I give a little quick rundown on who Canibus is. We'll kind of look into his past, and then we look into what controversies he's currently in right now. Basically, what he has done, or what he's been accused of doing by his own manager, is collect money from different sources to create specific albums that he never delivered on. After, like, as I understand it, like years of waiting, nothing from Canibus, while he's working off a full-time job doing other things. So he's like kind of got this racket going on, as far as I understand it. According to Almighty M80, gotta go watch the video to get all the details. But according to his former industry manager, who has, I've done some research at this point, seems to be a pretty legit guy in the music industry, in the underground hip-hop scene, as far as like having different connections in the industry. He called out Canibus for pocketing money with the promise of delivering on multiple albums worth of music, and then never delivering on those promises. So Canibus fans, if that's y'all's goat, he should at least return some of the money, or at least, at the very least, give a statement on this. But no, everything I've come to learn about Canibus is that he makes horrible decisions, and then he just lets his ravenous fan base defend him tirelessly and basically futilely. The man is a scammer, first off. Okay, that's first off. This man is scamming you guys. If you're a big fan of Canibus, this is directly, I'm talking to you, Canibus fan group, whoever ended up here on my comments and dislike this video and shit just because you want to defend Canibus. The man has accusations from a pretty credible source of basically stealing money. And then he also, not to mention the crypto pump and dump scam that Canibus promoted on his Instagram. And then if you go to his Instagram and look in the comments, there are people complaining about how they aren't receiving items from his Shopify store. So, this isn't just one brush stroke that I'm painting here. This is adding up to be quite the mural. So let's see, 25 comments. This is like the most comments I've ever gotten on a video. There's no reason this video needs 25 comments with 932 views. Thank you for the views though. But y'all, so 13 days ago, people, this is just the chirping chime, the spin room as they call it, right? The chirping birds. Canibus is, was, and always will be 1000% real hip hop. So right off the bat, we are coming out losing. Like, they are coming out not strong at all. This is what happened, I think. So Eminem dissed Canibus early on, right? So forever, this diehard Canibus fan group has probably boycotted Eminem to a certain extent. They've probably made it their goal to not pay attention to Eminem, to not care about Eminem. So I think they missed the whole wave of Eminem getting basically critically destroyed for saying things like, we are real hip hop. This is the real hip hop. Canibus is, was, and always be 1000% real hip hop who can rap technically. No one can rap technically like Canibus, so no one raps better than Canibus. That was the Eminem defense for a long time. I think they missed that. Because at this point, nobody should be... Hip-hop is supposed to be cool, right? Like, that's kind of like the first rule to hip-hop is the cool factor, okay? Canibus fan group has... Were they ever even there? They probably were there at one point. But at this point, whoever's left is so phased out, so strung out on Canibus. So they're just on a live wire, dude. And they're just strung out on Canibus here. And they completely missed every, little intricate step of what hip-hop has grown to become today. And so they're completely blind to how cringy and dumb this type of energy is. Moving on. Canibus the GOAT. My statements maintain. I go, is he though? And then this person goes, yes, he is advanced, complex, scientifically speaking. So I can't tell if this guy's trolling me or not. But I'm going to assume that he legitimately thinks Canibus is the GOAT. You can also see this was translated to English. This has 3 upvotes, 3 thumbs up. I'm probably getting ratioed under my own comments right here. Okay? This is why we're talking about this right now, because this is crazy. Who are these people? What are they doing? Canibus is not cool. Canibus is not 1000% real hip hop. Nobody cares about Canibus. To be 1000% real hip hop industry has to fuck with you. It's plain and simple, dude. I don't make the rules. So Canibus fans, chill. At least find a new goat. You can find a cheesy, corny goat that's not a scammer. So yeah, he's advanced, complex, scientifically speaking. This guy's translated to English, so I'm assuming this was like something in probably not as, like, this is insane in English. He is advanced, complex, scientifically speaking. That must have been translated from a different language, right? So I had to give that enough vote. I just love that. Canibus is advanced, complex, scientifically speaking. That actually might be my title here. That might actually be my title to bait y'all to click this video so you guys can get a dose of reality. Canibus fan group. Greatest MC of all time, no doubt. Hella doubt. Come on, guys. Greatest MC of all time? Greatest MC of all time? What about Kendrick Lamar? Okay. Canibus has never penned a single verse as thought-provoking as 75% of Kendrick Lamar verses. Come on. Come on. It's just, I know that. It's a fact. It's just a fact. So enough of this craziness. Canibus is not the greatest MC of all time. Stop it. You two are silly geese, as you can see I say. I had to double that up. Silly take. And this guy says, even LL said Canibus was his toughest battle. Shout out to the Horseman. Now this is interesting. So this comment, I'm kind of revisiting this here. This comment came out before the whole LL Cool J drama, which is another fan group that is pretty insufferable. Not LL Cool J, but Brad Paisley, which is, you know, if you haven't watched the video, LL Cool J was accidentally racist. Brad Paisley was racist on purpose. Go watch that now. And go take a look at the comment section, because those people are crazy too. Maybe not as crazy as the Canibus fan group, though. Someone says, this is sad. Biz is clearly mentally ill. He was my favorite rapper 10 years ago. Sounds like he fell off so hard he can't see straight. So this guy is excused from all of my critiques. This guy has the correct take. You know, you can admit that you have been a Canibus fan in the past, and that maybe at one point he was your GOAT, but you gotta give it up, guys. It's just sad at this point. This guy gets it. I gave that one a heart. You made a video about Canibus, and you had no idea who he even is? So this one is not true. Of course I know who Canibus is. Right. Okay? As you can see, I say this. Of course I know who he is. The thing is, it's not very necessary to be super familiar with his music in the wider context of hip-hop. And that's just the damn truth. Okay? And that's like the point that I think these Canibus fans are having a really hard time grappling with. Their GOAT is actually very irrelevant in the wider context of hip-hop. It just basically in any context in hip-hop in 2024. I don't think he's in a serious single hip-hop savant's GOAT list. Let's continue. What are you, some Slim Shady fanboy? This is not rap. This is hip-hop. Put respect on his name. Such a foolish video. Yes, me, just the Slim Shady fanboy. That's all I care about. Just Slim Shady. See, this person can't comprehend somebody having, like, multiple favorite rappers, you know what I mean? Like, this person is like, Canibus, 100%, nothing else. This is hip-hop. Get that rippity rap out of this space. Get that crippity crap out of this space. This is a hip-hop space, not room for kiddie raps. Okay, Mr. Slim Shady fanboy. Alright, that's enough. Be honest, you didn't watch the video. And then another person comes, they're double teaming me here. This is why I'm making this video, because they're like piling on me in this comment section, which is fine, but we're talking about Canibus. We're talking about Canibus, people. Like, come on. How is there so many of you? Yeah, he didn't do his homework as far as Canibus. Large contribution to hip-hop lyrics. Large contribution to hip-hop lyrics. Canibus invented words. Like, I guarantee you, there is nothing that impressive at this point. The whole lyrical miracle rapping fast thing, it's just not that impressive. Random people off the street can do it very well, which is, you know, it's just one of those things that's kind of become, it's so cliche that it's not impressive to anybody else at this point, for the most part. So, Canibus contribution to hip-hop lyrics, what does that even mean? As if people reuse lyrics, like a contribution to hip-hop lyrics? Nobody's contributed to hip-hop lyrics. You know, everybody only contributes to their own lyrics. And you're gonna say, that's bullshit, bro. Like, the thing that gets inspired by people, passed down along from hip-hop artist to hip-hop artist, is not lyrics. Honestly, people really don't give a shit about lyrics. Really, I do. But the general music listener, you know, what gets passed down is like flows, production styles, vocal tones, you know what I mean? So Come on, Canibus invented words. All right, and then this one's interesting. So this one was actually made me get off my ass a little bit. They say, you need to research M80 first before judging on Biss. Yes, all these artists have skeletons and misdealings, but you're talking about an artist that put most of his issues on Front Street and cleared up talks when asked directly, no filter. Asked the rest of Horsemen about M80, then put out your video on the matter correctly. What did I say? Oh yeah, so I just kind of skip over. I go, anyways, to recap, Canibus allegedly collected money from several people to create albums that he never created and that I believe he never intended to create. He promoted a crypto pump and dump scam to his fans, and if you go to his Instagram, the comments are filled with warnings of his Shopify store being a scam with people complaining they never received their items. Your goat is a scammer and his music has had little to no impact on hip-hop music at large. Hey, I upvoted myself, but somebody gave me a little thumbs up there. And then this guy, is you a bot? Can't really hear you. I am indeed a bot. So I said, maybe I do need to do some research on M80. So I did just that. This is the guy that made the original claims, which again, if you haven't watched the video, go back and watch Canibus, more like Scamibus. So this is it. The people they say, oh, he's a sketchy dude. For this. So he sells rappers' verses on open market. It's just kind of like this is a common way to do business as a rapper these days. So there's nothing like sketchy about this. They're trying to smear almighty M80 Mark Markov. There was like this Canibus blog that I went to. I wish I could find it right now, but it was people talking about this shit. Like, I didn't even realize what I stumbled into. People were already talking about, like, there's this whole Canibus ecosystem with this, like, ravaged fan base that's, like, so quick to defend every single thing Canibus does. And what I found was people don't like M80 because of his business structure with just, like, selling pre-recorded verses to people. It's like, it doesn't really matter. You know, he's still working with people. He's still a respected name in the industry. I haven't seen anything to damage his credibility. So all this shit he said in this video here, all this, I have no reason to not believe it. His credibility is 100% not in question. See, this is an article praising his business, his profitable career. Lawrence Central IUPUI alum makes most of his hip-hop connections. So this guy's like respected. See? Here he is with DMX. He arranged for DMX to record at Asmus Studios in Indianapolis. So, you know what I mean? Y'all trying to question M80's credibility, and I can't stand for that shit. I can't stand for that shit, because this man called out a scammer. So M80, if you're out there, actually I might reach out to you, see if there's any updates, so we can get more coverage on this situation, more coverage and more light shine on this story of yours. So maybe you'll see this video, but regardless, I think I'm going to reach out to you, see if I get some updated statements on where your situation with Canibus is at. So that was fun. I could also say some things about the Brad Paisley fan group, but maybe we'll save that one for next week. If you're curious right now in this moment, when you're done watching this video, go watch my latest video about LL Cool J and go look at the comments and watch me fight for my fucking life in the comment section of my own video, because I can't let these Southern Pride folk muddy up the waters on my own damn channel, you know what I mean? So if you're interested, I'll probably go over it one of these weeks, but go watch this video. LL Cool J was accidentally racist, Brad Paisley was racist on purpose, and go take a look at these crazy ass, the length of these fucking comments I'm getting. Wait, where's the other one? Yeah, here it is. Look at this comment I got last night. Huge YouTube comment, kind of going like through like 5 or 6 different points that he had, saying that my video is terrible and awful, and so I had to go through politely and break down why he's wrong on each one of his points with the fucking source. I take him down. Just go read it on your own. I'll read it another time. But we got some other things to get to, and we're also going to listen to some new music tonight.